Welcome. This is Caitie from Wild Embers Mama Yoga. I'm a yoga teacher trained in trauma-informed yoga and certified in prenatal yoga. I have a 4-year-old at home, and I'm also pregnant with my second child. I'm 28 weeks pregnant, so just hit the 3rd trimester. And I know how hard it is to create a morning routine, so I'd like to share my personal prenatal morning routine with you. This is what I do nearly every morning, unless I'm trying out new videos from other yoga YouTubers, or trying out some new flows, but I like to keep it simple sometimes. I don't have a lot of time. Often my 4-year-old wakes up and interrupts this practice, so I have to be flexible a bit, but it just makes me feel good in my body, so I'd like to share it. So the first thing I do in the morning, I wake up, I drink a whole lot of water. I'm always thirsty as I'm pregnant. And then I get to the mat before my daughter wakes up, hopefully. So I start in a seated position. You can lift your hips up onto a bolster or a pillow, couch cushion, or folded up blanket or towel. I bring my hands either cupped on the knees or upward if I'm feeling like I need to receive something. Lengthen the spine. Close down the eyes. Inhale, create space in the back of the body. Exhale, keep that space, but let something go. Maybe it's something that you're letting go from yesterday. Maybe it's a bad night of sleep. Inhale, create that space. Exhale, let something go. Maybe it's letting go of expectations of what our past workouts looked like before we were pregnant. Inhale, create space. Exhale, let something go. Maybe it's perfectionism or self-doubt. And then just bring your hands to your belly. That feels good for you. You feel like connecting with baby this morning. You can bring your hands to your belly. Say good morning to your baby. Take a moment of gratitude for them and for yourself. And then open your eyes. Bring your hands to either side of you. Inhale, arms come up. Look up to your hands. Exhale, hands come down to the earth. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, hands come down to the earth. Inhale, hands come up. And then just give yourself a gentle stretch through either side of the body. Bring your right hand down to the ground, left hand overhead. Look to the inside of your left arm. Breathe here into the left side body. Bring that right hand up. Left hand comes down. Right hand overhead. Look to the inside of the right arm. Nice stretch on your right side body. Right hand comes down. We're just going to do a nice gentle twist. So left hand to the left knee. Right hand behind you. Look over your right shoulder. For prenatal yoga, we always do these very gentle, open twists. It leaves room for the baby. Make sure that we don't tweak anything in our abs or our back. Gentle twists. Let's go to the other side. Right hand on right knee, left hand behind. Over your left shoulder. Inhale, lengthens the spine. Exhale allows you to twist gently. Never chasing sensation when you're in prenatal yoga. Come back to the center. And then we're going to come to all fours. Bring your bolster out of the way. Knees underneath the hips. Wrists underneath the shoulders. Maybe you decide that your knees need to be back a little bit more to accommodate your bump. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, round the spine. Look in toward baby. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Do this 2 more times at your own pace with your own breath. Come to that neutral spine again. Bring the knees out a little bit wider. Hands are going to come forward. And then just start to make some nice hip circles around. Maybe closing down the eyes. Feeling into this. What feels good for you? It's my favorite thing to do in the morning. Switching direction. Coming to center, maybe knees come a little bit wider, and just pressing back into a gentle child's pose. You can stack your fists together and put your head and forehead on your fists to give yourself some space, or you can create a little space between your hands here. Inhale brings you back up. Knees come back to the tabletop. And we're just going to do a quick prenatal vinyasa. So inhale, the hips come back. Exhale, start to round the spine. When you come past the wrist, drop your hips, look forward. Inhale, rocking the hips back. Exhale, round the spine. When you come past your wrist, drop your hips, look forward. Little back bend. One more time. Inhale, back. Exhale, round. Drop hips, look up. Bring your toes underneath you and then press into a nice downward facing dog. Keeping the knees nice and bent, maybe walking them out. Spine is lengthened. And then widening your feet a little bit and walking your hands back to meet your feet and rolling up at your own pace. When you get to the top, giving yourself a little shoulder roll maybe. Coming to face the long side of the mat, bringing the feet out wide, and then making your right toes face the short side of the mat. Bend the knee is over the ankle, never past it. Arms come up, parallel with the earth, look over your right middle finger. Breathe here, warrior two. Feeling the power in your legs, the power in your whole body. On your next inhale, flip the front palm, bring it overhead into peaceful warrior. On your next exhale, bring your right forearm to the top of your right thigh. Spiral from your center forward. Arm comes overhead, the left arm. Look to the inside of your left wrist if that feels good for you. Always make sure this is a nice gentle twist spiraling from your center here. And we're going to connect the two movements with the breath. So inhale, peaceful warrior. Right hand comes overhead. Exhale, side angle. Left arm comes overhead. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle. This time as you inhale, come into peaceful warrior, but then straighten the front leg. Hands come parallel with the earth, look over your right middle finger. Start to feel a push and a pull between the front and the back. And then give in to the weight of your front hand, bringing it somewhere on your leg. Spiraling open from the front again, or from the center again. Left hand comes overhead, triangle pose. And this is going to look different in everybody's body. What is most important is that you feel that you're in alignment. On your next inhale, imagine that somebody's giving you a hand up through your top hand and you take it. Hand comes down. And now both feet are going to be pointing out. Maybe you have to bring your legs in a little bit. Arms come up to take up space. As you exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows. Goddess pose. Feeling strength in your legs, strength in your arms, a shining forward through your heart space. Maybe you look at something in front of you that's unmoving. That's your drishti. Inhale, the hands come up. Exhale, hands down. And And we're just going to do the warrior two dance on the other side. So bringing your right toes to face the long side of the mat, left toes face the short side. Start to maybe widen the legs a little bit. Knee bends, knee is over the ankle or just behind it but never past it. Arms come up, look over your left middle finger, warrior two. Inhale, flip the front palm, peaceful warrior, overhead. Inhale. As you exhale, the left forearm comes onto the top of the left thigh. Spiral open from your center. Right hand comes overhead. Maybe look up at it. And we're just going to connect the two movements with the breath. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle. And make sure that you're pulling in your belly as you do this. Just a gentle hug for baby. One more time. Inhale, peaceful. Straighten the front leg. Hands come parallel to the earth. Feel the push and the pull between your two hands. And then give into the weight of the front hand. It comes somewhere on the leg. Spiral up from center. Arm comes overhead. Maybe looking up at the inner wrist. Your next inhale, feel like somebody's giving you a hand. You take it. Hand comes down. And we're just going to do one more star pose. So just stretching out the hands, stretching out the legs, taking up space, and then hands come down. Heel toe your feet in, and we're just going to come down to the ground in the safest way possible for you. It always looks different in every body, depending where you are in your pregnancy. All right, so when you come to sitting, bring your feet in front of you. Bring your left ankle on top of your right knee, hands behind you, and then just start to give yourself a little rock here, keeping the foot nice and flexed. This is just a gentle hip stretch. You're going to feel it in the left side. If you need more sensation, you can bring the right foot in a little bit more. If you need less, you can bring it out. Rocking if that feels good for you, or staying still if that feels better. And then just switch sides. Left leg, left foot comes down. Right ankle is over the left knee. Maybe rocking. Whatever feels good for you. Bringing both feet down to the ground. And then bringing the soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana. Knees are apart. Maybe you sit up nice and tall and that feels good for you. Maybe you want to give yourself a little foot massage here, especially if your feet are swollen. This could feel good. Or you can come forward in a nice, gentle forward fold. Inhale, coming up. You can bring your bolster behind you or your cushion or whatever you have. And we're just going to come into a supported fish pose. So your feet come out long. Roll over to the side to roll onto your pillow. Allow the pillow to be giving you that back bend instead of doing it yourself. Hands can be on the belly. Palms can face up to the sky, whatever feels good for you. And just breathe here. Allowing the bolster to do its work. I just felt baby kick because she loves this pose. One more inhale. On your exhale, rolling over to one side and coming up to a seated position. You can also stay there if it feels good, or you can go into Shavasana. I like to end in a seated position because I don't have too much time in the morning. With a nice gentle twist again, so left hand on left knee, right hand behind. And then right hand on right knee, left hand behind. Coming to center. Hands come to the heart. Close my eyes. And breathe here. Maybe take a moment to think of something I'm excited for the day, an intention I have for the day. I invite you to do the same. And I rub my hands together, place them over the eyes, open the eyes into the warmth of the hands, and say, welcome, new day, taking my hands away from my eyes. Thank you so much for joining me for my practice. This is my favorite morning practice to do. It kind of works out everything that I need as a pregnant person. Afterwards, I usually like to read a poem and do a really short journal. Sometimes it's just bullet points. Sometimes it's just writing down a quote from the poem that I read. But it just helps me to get in the right headspace for the day. So I hope that you have a wonderful day. Good morning, and thanks for being here.